We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So what does this preamble to the Constitution mean? I couldn't even imagine how hard it was for the forefathers to come up with this in the first place. I mean, think about it. You're taking a group of men who all have individual desires, wants, needs, and all these other things, and you're putting them in a room and you're saying, okay, I want you guys to write a document that's going to unify this nation for the rest of its existence. Think about that for a minute. These men weren't just thinking of themselves. Sure, they were setting up a nation. They were going against tyranny. They were setting themselves up as a united front against that which they all really had in common, which was they hated Britain, or rather their leadership. Sure, that was the easy part. But what about the hard part? Okay, so we're going to be ourselves. We're going to be our own thing. We're going to be our own nation. Now what do? So they come up with this Constitution. They come up with this document. I imagine it was hard for our forefathers to set this system up. I mean, if you think about it, they staked their entire future, the future of the nation and the future of all of their generations, on the mere fact that we could get along and be united. You know, as I'm sitting here and I'm looking in 1 Corinthians in my Bible, when I'm looking through this, I'm studying about something Paul wrote to the church. And I can't help but be reminded of what's going on today. Tomorrow is one of the most important days of our entire country's development. Tomorrow is a day that we, the people, take the entire nation in our own hands and put down what we want to see our future to be. Tomorrow is a day that we pick leaders. Tomorrow is a day that we pick laws. Tomorrow is a day that we pick amendments, that we choose what we want things to be for us. He says, your problem is, I follow Cephas, or I follow Apollo, or I follow Paul, or I follow Christ. These were not people that were united under one God. Now, these folks were not united at all. Paul saw this, and Paul says, you people need to stop and realize what's going on in your lives. And that's kind of what I'm shooting out at you today. Folks, we need to stop and realize what's going on in our lives. Tomorrow is one of the most important days of the definition of our country. Tomorrow is the day that we, the people, define what we want in our nation, what we want our ancestors to have, what we want our ancestors to develop, what we want to develop for ourselves as well. I don't care if you're a Republican, I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're an atheist or if you're a Christian or if you're a boy, if you're a girl, I don't care any of those things. What I care about is if you're of age and you're able to, you need to get over there and you need to vote. Is it too far to go and vote? I don't think so. You can do it from the computer today. You can do it today. You can do it yesterday. You can still do it tomorrow and not even leave your house. It is your American-born right to vote. The fact of the matter is people don't vote because they're mad at the system or they don't think they're going to get what they want anyway. Well, I got news for you. When a baby cries, it's hard to figure out what they want. But when they say, I want food, it's easy to go get the food. They don't have to cry, I want food. Okay, here's your food. Wah, wah. I don't know what's wrong. I got to figure this out. Okay, this cry means that. This means that. It's a lot harder. So stop crying and go speak your voice. Let's talk a minute about the next day. Let's talk a minute about what happens after we vote. And tomorrow, after this vote, the people are right. So if we lose tomorrow, let's accept it with maturity and dignity. And let's try to work with those who have won. The votes are in, the tally is done. These are the winners, and these are the losers. It doesn't mean you're a loser. It means you lost the vote. That's all it means. So you might ask, well, how does this tie in? It's very simple. The Church of Corinth were all Christian. They were just having a struggle with semantics. The problem with our country today is we are all Americans, and we're all having problems with semantics. Let your voice be heard. Vote. Accept the results. Be mature. Work with the other parties. Be united. Be American.